Okay. What's up? What's up? Watched the last out or two together because I accidentally went live. So see who's on. We got Chapman on the mound, Cedric Mullins up on a plate. And Chapman originally wasn't supposed to pitch. This would have been, I think, his third consecutive being. But Sal Romano, of course, just got hurt. So they just recalled him today, unfortunately. So, Aaron, I think they took out King just because it was like his first, he's only been back for like a week. So, and I think that's probably why they wanted to be smart with him. So he went 3 scoreless. And, that's my guess. They didn't want to overdo it his first game back. They want to preserve him for the rest of the season into the postseason because it looks like he's got some value, man. So, but yeah, King and Romano and now Chapman. I mean, would I have used what I brought back King? Probably, but I get the logic. Blue Jays lost. That's fantastic. So the Yankees will pick up a game on the Jays, barring an epic meltdown here, which I don't think will happen. Should be good. Let's see what we got here. Chapman's throwing some off speed. It's 0-2 right now. His runners on first and second. And Jose Berrios is hurt. Oh, boy. What happened, Aaron? That's bad news for him, good news for the Yankees. What happened to Berrios? Let's check this out. Hey, Lori, how are you? Clint, what's happening, man? What's happening? How you guys doing? Gals doing? Let's see. We got Chapman on the mound here. Just struck out. Nice. Just struck out Mullins. 2 outs. That's a big strikeout with a nasty off-speed pitch. Nasty slider. That's really, really good. Daly, what's up, dude? Krisky, yeah, probably. My guess is they're going to bring Krisky back up. Like my guess, well, maybe they won't. Maybe it'll be Adam Warren. Maybe should be Warren. But I'm glad King is back. I'm glad he looked good tonight. So, and left abdomen tightness. All right. Well, that could be. I could have him out for a little bit if it's left abdomen tightness because of his pitching, the way his violent, the way the pitching windup is and stuff, that could stress the abdomen, lower abs. It could stress a lot of areas. So he might miss a little bit of time, Berrios. He really might. So having King back, yes, Daily, 100%, bro, 100%. I'm glad King's back. And we needed a guy who can throw multiple innings. No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. We really did. And, we need some more. And my guess is 1 or 2 of the starters will likely be converted to long relief for the playoffs. My guess. Probably Kluber, or maybe 1 starter. Or even actually 2, maybe Domingo Germán as well. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, Jared, what's happening, man? How you guys doing? Yeah, Chapman, Green, and Britton for Josh Hader. I would do it. I'm not sure Baltimore. I'm not sure. It's a good proposal, man. I like it. I do it from the Yankees' perspective. No doubt about it. I mean, I would add maybe who would I add? Maybe add a I might keep the trade as is. Might keep the trade as is. That's a good one, Jack. It's a good one, Lorenzo. It's a good one, man. Oh, God. Runners just advanced second and third. It's errant pitch. Come on, Chapman. We got to close this out, dude. German comes back in time. He'll probably go. Yeah. I wouldn't move Cortes to long relief to put Germán in the rotation. There was no way I would do that. Me personally, the way that Cortes is pitching, I would put Germán in long relief and keep Cortes in the rotation. No doubt about it. He's earned it. He deserves it. And Germán, has not earned the right to knock Cortes out. There's no way. At least I wouldn't do it. Well, we'll see. Come on, Chappie. Come on, Chappie Cat. Come on. Let's see what we got here. It's 1-2. What do we got? Come on. Game over. Struck him out, baby. Yankees win. Yes. 2 in a row. We'll take it. We will take it. I think Cortes pitches tomorrow, so Yankees have won 2 in a row. Blue Jays lost, so they picked up a game there. So, yeah, Sal Romano, they got him from somewhere, some trade for somewhere or whatnot, but he just got hurt. So he's out. He just pulled him out of the game. That's why Chapman's in. So this is what I've been talking about for a long time. The Yankees are always getting bludgeoned in pitching, starters or rotation. There's so many of them that get hurt so often every single year. I don't know a team that suffers so many pitching injuries like the Yankees does. It's remarkable. Remarkable. It's crazy. It's Aaron, the umps suck today. I mean, Garrett Cole went 5 innings, and I had a feeling he was going to be a little bit tentative just to make sure not to overdo it and whatnot. And you could tell he was tentative, but he threw 108 pitches in 5 innings. And, he threw 5 innings, 1 run, had 7 strikeouts. So he pitched relatively well, but you could tell he was kind of holding back and not wanting to overdo it. But there were so many pitches that were strikes that the ump did not call strikes. I was cussing most of the game because of it. So, and he probably threw 10 or 15 pitches more than he needed to throw because of the ump not calling these pitches. It's crazy, man. Really do. Cortes and King in long relief next year, and then a lefty and a righty both. Yeah, I mean, I would be fine with Cortes in rotation or in relief. King, I would be fine in long relief. I think he's good, best suited there for long relief. But both of them, as long as they're in that pitching lineup, I'm happy because they're both productive players. Herman definitely bullpen Sean, and I'm really glad King is back too. It's a boost to the bullpen, and now they're gonna have to make another move because it looks like Romano's hurt, so it might be Krisky, it might be Adam Moore, and who knows what Cashman is gonna do. So I don't know. Verlander or Syndergaard in free agency, Lorenzo. Personally, I go Verlander, but only because he's a Hall of Famer. But they're both coming back from Tommy John, so Syndergaard is obviously younger, and you can get him for longer, and he won't cost as much. But that said, I mean, I'm going Rodon or Ray before those guys. But would I be okay with either one as long as it's not a ridiculous contract? I'd be fine with it. And moving Gallo down was a good decision. He had to he was reeling at the top of the lineup. And this thing moved him down. Though he's hitting home. He's hitting better. Another home run today. Judge, another one. Voit, another one. Stanton, another one. And Gallo again today. His 34th home run. And Stanton, I think, is 29 now. He's knocking on the door 30. Judge is 34. And Voit is almost at 20, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, good day for the Yankees offense. I mean, and I didn't realize the Yankees were like 5th or 6th in the American League in home runs. So they haven't hit as many home runs as usual, like they usually do. But am I not surprised? I'm not surprised with all the stuff that's been going on. And again, when they rely on home runs too much, they wind up striking out way too many times. So I'd rather them hit for a little bit better average and hit less home runs and just win more games. The ump was terrible, man. Ump was terrible, Sean. This is awful. And he's been DFA'd 4 times. I mean, and twice the Yankees. I mean, it's great, and they keep bringing him back, man. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. You have guys like Warren just waiting there and playing decent. Why are they not calling him up? Why are they not calling Greg Allen up? No idea. And Kenny Singleton's pretty good. He's pretty good at calling games. He really is. And he does have a cool game calling voice. He does. And I like him. K sometimes good. K drives me nuts sometimes. So does John Sterling. But, at least they're pro Yankees, so that's good. But yeah, 100%, man. Brocious. Or Jorge Posada for management. Oof. I don't know. I don't know if either one of them has the temperament or the interest. for manager. Those are interesting names you proposed there. Franchise, man. Yeah. This game especially, and congratulations again, dude. Really. All the best. All the best, bro. And this is a game to remember. And yesterday it was a game to remember, a big comeback win. So, feeling good the last two games. And hopefully, I mean, they should be able to sweep the Orioles. I hope they do. At the worst, hope they win the series. But they need to win the overwhelming majority of their games for the rest of the year. They really do. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Clint Verlander, yeah, he's older, but he's still dominant. But again, I still, I'm going for Rodon or Ray before Verlander, before anybody. And same franchise. Appreciate you, man. You know, it's it's awesome, man. It's really awesome. Mercer and Singleton. I remember there's a Phil Rizzuto when I was young, really, really young, and when I was growing up, Phil Rizzuto used to still call games, and he was fantastic. Phil Rizzuto, he was awesome. Loved him. Holy cow. Rodon and Carlos Correa this offseason, Peter. That would be a crazy haul. It's crazy because in 2008, like the offseason between 2008, after 2008, right before 2009, I remember a lot of us were just hoping that he gets Sabathia. And he wound up with Sabathia, AJ Burnett, and Mark Teixeira. He spent $450 million between the three of them. And that was a massive haul. And again, that came out of nowhere, man. It really did. So I'm wondering if they're going to have some kind of crazy offseason this offseason. I really do. I'll never count them out by on doing something like that. I won't count them out, but it's possible. It is possible. Yeah, I mean, Warren's always been pretty solid up here with the Yankees daily, so I don't worry as much. I mean, and again, he's a reliable guy. He can throw multiple innings like another king, and sometimes the Yankees need that. So, um, and again, Rizzuto and Bill White, but Warren's been good for the Yankees, and he's got hit, but and so do these other guys. They get hit as well, but he's always been a solid reliever here, so reliable. And Phil Rizzuto and Bill White, yeah, man, yeah. Yeah, those guys were a great pairing, man. They really Phil Mel and Red Barber. Oh my God, fantastic, Robert. Tim King, what's good, man? All good, man. How you doing, man? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. What else? Yeah, see the CBA dealing. It's going to be interesting. You're right. You're absolutely right. Everything is unclear. I mean, there's so much stuff that's being discussed and negotiated that I mean, it's going to be ugly. And we know that because it's about money and power, and we get it. You need the players and the baseball owners and whatnot. So at the end of the day, a few things will probably get done. I don't think anything crazy is going to get done. My biggest curiosity is whether the NL is going to adopt universal DH. That's my biggest curiosity. That salary cap floor thing, I can't see happening, and lowering the threshold, I can't see that happening either. I just can't, because that's going to change the whole entire landscape of teams. And teams should be spending more. At the bottom, they should be spending more, investing in their product and their players, but a lot of them don't, which is in that case, instead of putting a floor, eliminate the revenue sharing and stop making teams like the Yankees and the Dodgers give a bunch of their profits to the teams down below that don't spend the money on players. Period. Stop giving them the free money. That's what I would do. You're not going to institute a floor, then you do that. No more revenue sharing for you guys. That's it. You can, Peter, DJ the third. I mean, play Rizzo and Stanton. I mean, yeah, with Voit and Stanton, big dudes after the season, even, excuse me, Judge Gallo, I would give them all a rotation at DH or even an off day of some kind of rotation of some kind. And just to give them a little bit of a break. And they're all big guys. So I think it's helpful, and with guys like that, it'll help keep them productive, help them recover, and keep them fresh, which is, I think, important. And 100% daily increasing minor league pay. They should make more. The AAA, AA, it should be more. It should be a tier. It should be keep going up. And I do know one thing. A friend of mine who's married to a Major League Baseball player used to tell us that, so whatever the salary is in the minor leagues, once you get called up to the majors, you automatically make the league minimum, which is like 560,000 per year for as long as you're up there. So if you're there for 2 months, you make that salary for 2 months. But the one thing you do get the entire year once you're called up is health insurance. They get the major league level health insurance for them and themselves and their family for the whole entire year. Even if you're up one day and you get called back down, you get that coverage for the entire year. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Um, Gardner is doing better in the second half than he did in the first half, Clint, 100%. Honestly, like, the only way I would bring Gardner back is without any expectations. I would not be starting him over anybody else. I like him. I like the way he's finishing, he's playing and stuff like that. But they have other guys like Estevan Florial who need opportunities and keeps getting blocked. So, but again, Gardner's a gamer. He's a Yankee, lifelong Yankee. So, 15 years now, and he obviously still has some game in him. So that's going to be a tough decision either way. So it's going to be really a tough one. Junior, what's good, man? Big time W, baby. Yes, sir. I hope Montgomery pitches well too. I hope him and Nestor keep coming and keep playing. Keep being consistent. And Tyone when he comes back as well. And Kluber needs to keep building up his innings. He hasn't been that great since he's been back, but we can get him up to 5 or 6 innings. That would be good to preserve some of the bullpen. But yeah, we just need balanced performance from our pitching rotation, and I think Cole will be better again. And again, I think he was being cautious, and they were being cautious today, just to make sure that his hamstring wouldn't be problematic. So I think he'll be better the next game. And even so, he got the win. He's 15-7 now, and give up 1 run in 5 innings. So can't really beat this. Pitch count was really high today too. So, but 108 pitches through 5 innings. So not the most efficient, but again, there was some questionable ump calls as well, balls and strikes that were obvious that should have been strikes that were not. But it is what it is. No matter where you put Torres. Well, I mean, yeah, Torres' defense is suspect. It's more suspect at shortstop than it is at second base. And he's streaky with the bat as well. But, I think that, they're probably going to entertain offers for him. But again, he's young. He's 24, so there's still room for improvement. Like Jeter wasn't an elite defender for quite a few years. He made some nice plays, but he had issues with his defense as well before he became obviously Derek Jeter. So kind of a funky comparison, but nevertheless, he can improve defensively, and he has to improve defensively, and he has to be more consistent offensively as well. And so he's still really talented. He's got 3 years of cheap team control as well, so he has quite a bit of value. Whether it's to stay here or in a trade, he's got quite a bit of value. And that type of controllable years for a team that needs a player like him is gold. So Gardy does hustle, Junior. He's a gamer. He is an absolute gamer. And that's one of the things I appreciate about him. Just like I appreciated that about Jeter. He always hustled all the time, no matter what. So, and again, Gardy's from the old school, man. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. But that's the thing too. Like Daly, I was just thinking the same thing. If Gardy comes back, then Greg Allen's going to be blocked. LeCastro's going to be blocked. Florial's going to be blocked. Like these guys are, Ambergate, they're all going to be blocked. So, and LeCastro obviously coming back from an ACL, so it's going to take him a little bit of time, but he's solid too. So, and that also, it just blocks other young kids, man. That's something we don't want to do that. So, Peter, yes, barring something crazy, yes, no doubt. Yeah, Christie. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets called back up now that Romano got hurt in the 9th inning. Yeah, so it's never ending with the Yankees bullpen. Just a conglomerate of injuries. It's insane. And well, that's that's what I mean. So I mean, like it Z-bags. I mean, you're right. I mean, that's what I mean. 3 years of controllable, baseball from 24 to 27 is big value. So you only move him, or I only move him if it's for a legitimate starting pitcher, part of a package for a huge player. But I only move him very uncertain. Just like Voit, I only move him under certain circumstances. I'm not moving him just for the sake of moving them because they both have 3 controllable years left. And that's a lot. That's good value. Yeah, good value. So, and teams look for that, especially contending teams who have high payrolls. So, but yeah, Daly. I mean, it's you're right, man. It's yeah. I mean, yeah, I would love for Guardy to get a second ring this year, Junior. I would love. I want Garrett Cole to get his ring. I want Stanton to get his ring. Judge to get it. Like I want all these guys to get their rings. So, and I agree too. I want to see him retire in a Yankees uniform too, Peter. I really do. I mean, he deserves it. He's earned it. He's also earned a Brett Gardner day, and I think he's one of these guys that'll be appreciated more once he's gone. And because he's contributed quite a bit and to the makeup and the personality of this team and the aura of the team. And again, he's the only guy that's been here since the 2009 championship. So, and that was a hell of a year. And then he was like 24, 25 years old back then. So he's come a long way. He's really come a long way. Yeah, I mean, if the Yankees, I did a video on this the other day actually. If the Yankees decide not to re-sign Rizzo, then Freeman is an option. But I think Freeman and Rizzo are probably going to cost the same amount of money. They're the same age, they're 32, and they're going to probably run about $20 million a year, either one. So, and that's where you have to decide: well, do we do this, or do we just keep Luke Voit, who's got 3 controllable years? So do we move Voit too, move DJ over to first, right? Torres to second, and sign a shortstop. That's why this was like this rotating thing of decisions to make for the Yankees, but and it kind of filters to shortstop and first base. It just kind of and it branches out to so many other positions for the Yankees. So it's going to be an intriguing offseason, a really intriguing offseason. So, Marcel, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, I think so too. I would agree. I mean, if Yankees make the postseason, I'm going to keep the rotation like a 4-man rotation, and put Hill in the bullpen as well. I don't want to put that pressure on him just yet. Even though it looks like he has the poison command, I'll put him in the bullpen. Or I don't know if I'd start him over Jordan Montgomery, but because Montgomery's kind of earned his way, he's kind of earned that spot in the postseason. So I would probably do Cole, Cortes, Tyone, and Montgomery would be the 4-man rotation. Then you have Hill out of the bullpen. You have King. You have these guys who can throw multiple innings and good quality innings coming out. And that gives the Yankees a lot more depth and versatility. I just don't want to put too much pressure on Hill just yet. The guy, Robert, you talking about first baseman? Yeah. He's a beast, man. The A's first baseman. Yeah, if I move, I mean, if there's any way you can get him, you gotta go. You gotta get him, and then that makes re-signing Rizzo or going after Freeman null and void. And you'd have to give up Voit for him as well as a bunch of other guys as well. But that would be huge. That would be, and he's 27. He's young. To put him right at first base and just let him tear the cover off the ball in Yankee Stadium, play really, really good defensive at first base, I'd be all over it. Guardy is the second fastest player, probably behind Tyler Wade right now, and Velasquez is pretty quick too. Tyler Wade's really quick, and he's a smart base runner. But Guardy, I can see coming back as a coach. I could see that because I could see that daily. We can trade Gio. I just don't know how high his value is right now, Peter. Which he's got to get back to normal Gio, get that value up before he has more trade value. Torres has much more trade value than Voit does right now, even though neither one of their value is super high. So, but I think if anybody can get back on track, it's Gio. And he's an elite defender at third base or shortstop. So wherever you play him, he's elite with the glove, and that's hard to. It's not always easy to replicate. So And for that reason, I would keep him if unless you're blown away with an offer. I think he'll have like Lorenzo's saying too. I think he'll bounce back and have a decent year with his bat. But that glove is elite. It really is, and he's got a great arm. So yeah, Matt Olson. There you go, Peter. Matt Olson. I just talked about him the other day, but I drew a blank on his name. He's a total stud. To me, he's got the offensive firepower of a Freeman and a Voit, and the defensive expertise of a Rizzo's. He's got them all in one, and he's one of the better first basemen in all of baseball. All of baseball. So if there's any way they can get him in a trade, you have to do it. But I would not be giving up Anthony Volpe or Jason Dominguez. Mm-mm. I don't trade them for anybody, not even Mike Trout. So, yeah, if Sevy, I mean, if Sevy gets a chance to come up, he's got to go to the bullpen. He's got to imagine having Sevy in there, healthy, and King and Hill. That's you really boosted the bullpen there. You really have. So, Herman, AAA rehab assignment tonight, 2 innings, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts. Okay. I'll take that. I mean, build off of that as well. And again, I would not put him in the rotation under any circumstances the rest of the season. Herman. And Sevy, same thing. Correa, I mean, my thing with Correa is he has this stink of that Astros cheating scandal off him, and he hasn't been a total dick like Bregman and Altuve, and he backs up his talking also with his play. So he's a superstar, and he's young. So I mean, I wouldn't complain if they got him, but I would obviously mean they're moving on from Volpe and Peraza and stuff like that, unless they're going to move Volpe to second base, and basically move Torres in that situation. Excuse me, and then move DJ to first, and that would be the first base option, or DJ to third and bring in the first base. And so that's the only way I see that happening. And again, he's going to cost a lot of money. He's going to require an 8-year deal. That's significant money. And keep in mind, they're going to have to re-sign Judge next year if they decide to do that. So some big expenditures will be coming up in the next couple of years. So, yeah, I mean, you think we're going to sign Noah Thor Bailey? Well, I mean, 1-year deal I would be fine with. I'd be fine signing Thor to a 1-year deal and see what he got, see what he has. I mean, give him a shot, and if he pitches well, then you can either give him a qualifying offer or you move on or whatever, and you go from there. You can give him a couple-year deal after that. But yeah, I mean, it'll be like a 1-year prove it deal. I mean, coming back and prove that you're healthy and you can pitch, and then it's worthwhile to extend them. But obviously, I would be bringing in a Rodon on top of Syndergaard or something like that as well for depth purposes. So I mean, last time we won was like 4 Tommy John cases in the pitching rotation. That would be way too stressful for me and for a lot of us. But and Syndergaard is young. He's like 29, somewhere around there. So, and he's got obviously has a big arm, and I think Matt Blake would make some adjustments with him too. So, I would be fine with it. But I wouldn't be fine with it for a huge contract. So, I do think Freeman eventually is going to stay with the Braves. Thinking I 100% thinking Jordan's 100%. I do. I think be a lifer over there, and he'll be, positioning himself to go to the Hall of Fame probably. Castillo, yes. Yes. And he's a healthy, durable pitcher, a frontline guy. He's better than he's coming around. Castillo, and he still has a little bit of team control, and he's another arm, a dynamic arm I would put in the rotation. Yes. Dominguez, Michael, the Martian, no earlier than 2023. No earlier than 2023. I could see Volpe making it next year and Peraza making it next year at some point, maybe, but I don't see any earlier than 2023 for Dominguez. He's still young. He's only 18, so he's got some developing to go. Yeah, I mean, he'd have to trim his hair down. Yes, Syndergaard. Yeah, I honestly, I wish they would be a little bit flexible on the hair policy, but a little bit flexible with it. But I get why they do it. I mean, it's part of the Yankees standard and whatnot, so I get that. But a little bit of flexibility would be nice. And I'm not saying look like freaking, Jason Worth, like Grizzly Adams or anything like that, but I mean, some stubble or mustache, whatever. Like Cortez has a stash, but I wouldn't mind a little beard from some players here. But you know, and yeah, Allen, dude, young durable arms, yes. Yes, guys are just reliable and go out there every 5 days or 6 days and throw 6 innings or whatnot. Yeah. And they don't need to all be power arms either. Like just reliable pitching arms. Mm, You know, I know the Yankees like big power arms, but they don't always have to be that way. They really don't. Robbie, yeah, Ray, yeah, he's on the list at least for me in terms of who to go after. For a pitching rotation addition, Ray. Him and Rodon have kind of gotten through some of their issues and kind of got it together this year. Have really come around and made strides. So and carrying the momentum into the next stage of their baseball career, if it's in New York, I think it'd be a good thing. Uh, Peraza in 2022, Volpe in 2023. Yeah, it's probably a good timeline, Daily. I would be totally fine with that. I would be. I mean, I don't want to rush Volpe. He's only is he 19 or 20. Mingus is 18. Peraza's young too. So like, Peraza's already in AAA. Volpe is in AA now, and Dominguez is in High A. So, you know, 23. Yeah, I mean, Volpe in spring training in 2023, given a chance to make the team. Dominguez the following year, and I hope that they keep progressing along the way. Shooting up the system. So. Yeah, I agree, Peter. Rodon's got a better fastball, and Ray's got a better curveball and off-speed stuff. But yeah, and Rodon's also represented by Scott Boras, so he's gonna not come cheap. So Posey would be an interesting get, but I don't know. I don't think the Giants are gonna let him leave. I can't see them letting him leave, but I don't know. Wicked 50 Cal, what's good, man? When A-Rod switched A-Rod, no, I mean that's struggling offensively, no, but A-Rod's also a Hall of Fame talent offensive. So you could have put him anyway. He's a hitter, like almost 700 home runs and 2,000 RBIs. Like with the juice or not, he was an elite hitter from the beginning and one of the best offensive right-handed players in the history of baseball, hands down. Glaber's definitely not an A-Rod. So I think Glaber struggled because the defensive lapses he had, I think, got to his head a little bit. Moving to shortstop, it's just a much more demanding position. So, and moving from second to short is a little bit more difficult than moving from short to third. Shortstop's the most kind of premier, the most difficult infield position. So he moved to the harder position. A-Rod moved from the harder position. That's the way I look at it. And again, A-Rod it's A-Rod, man. Almost 700 home runs. So I can't really compare the two. Can't. But I get what you're saying, man. I totally get what you're saying. The Giants are definitely the biggest surprise. Brewers too. Giants and the Brewers are pleasantly surprising. I mean, Kluber and Heaney coming off the payroll. And then you have there's a couple of other guys, but like Joely Rodriguez, and it would be Gardner if his if the option is an exercise. So it'd be a couple of guys. You have probably about close to $20 million coming off the books around there, something like that. Nothing crazy. The following year, you'd have Odor coming off. You'd have, even though his salary's not really included because the Texas Rangers are paying his and Gallows, so they're not really included. But their salaries would be coming off the books as well. And Judges and a bunch of other guys as well. Sanchez. So next offseason is going to be a big one. It's going to be the big one. So I'm really curious to know what they do to see what they do with Judge. I'm really, really, really curious. So, yeah, you're right, Daly. I mean, a 1-year deal makes sense for Syndergaard too, because if he doesn't work out, then you can move on from him. And I do think they're going to spend some money this offseason. How much, I don't know, but I don't know how much is the big contract for Judge, and that's my curiosity: is how much is how much do you guys think Judge is worth, and how much you think he's going to get? Is my curiosity. I think Cole. I think Cole will probably get the Cy Young. Yeah, if he keeps pitching a couple more games like this, he'll probably get it. He'll edge out a couple guys. I think so. 15-7, 222 strikeouts, got a 2.75 ERA, and he's in first or second in virtually every pitching category in the American League. So I see him getting it, which would be great. Yeah, Jesus, you're right. I mean, he wasn't that great at second, but his defense is suspect. I mean, that's he's got to do a lot of work this offseason on his defense, no matter what position he's playing. He really does. So I would be spending a lot of time doing field drills and just defensive drills with him. I need to bring in some instructors who are just really good defensive players, like Omar Vizquel types, who can help. Alvaro Espinoza, former Yankee, played in like the 80s and 90s. He was like a whiz defensively. He was incredible. Guardy next year, even if he doesn't play. Well, Guardy, so what the deal is, if the Yankees have an option, right? If they don't choose it, then it triggers an option for Guardy. But if he triggers it himself, the Yankees could still buy him out. So he's going to get money from the Yankees regardless. How much, it depends on the option and blah, blah, blah. But I think the buyout's pretty low, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he's getting some money from the Yankees regardless. So, and it is what it is. But if it's $1 million, it's not like it's 10 million, or it's like $1 million the buyout or something like that. So it's not going to debilitate the payroll. So, which is good. Velasquez, yeah, I mean, Velasquez, they sent them down to bring up Schmidt. So, like, maybe they'll call it Velasquez now that Romano's going to go on the IL most likely. So, I'm curious. I'm really curious. I mean, to see what these guys do. But it's nonstop rotation of injuries at the pitching. It's ridiculous. Stanton contract, 5 years, $150 million. Alan, I would go 150 for Judge. That's probably the max I would go in a 6-year, an option, a 60-year team option I would do. But for some reason, I can see a team giving him 7 or 8 years, some ridiculous contract. And if that's the case, you let him go. But this is what I mean, entertaining trade offers, in the meantime, because if you're going to let him walk for nothing, you offer him a qualifying offer. Obviously, he returns it down. Okay, you could still sign into a contract. But at the very least, if he goes to someone else, somebody gives him $200+ million, you're going to get just a draft pick for him. That's what I mean. Entertaining offers for him, at the very least, has to be done. Glaber's regressed offensively too. Wicked 50. Yeah, 100%, man. It's just, this is the time. I think it's time to give him a change of scenery somewhere. I think he'll kind of recoup some things. So, and Yankees get some value back for him. There it is, 1.15 for Guardy. Yeah, I mean, O'Day's not coming back. I'm still 50-50 on whether Guardy comes back. But do I move on from him? Yes, I give him a Gardner Day. But I'm not surprised if he wants to play another year and you just keep him around for. But the Yankees have done this before. They keep guys around sometimes way too long, and then they regress so much in that year, and it becomes like a wasted opportunity. They could have brought in someone else, and they didn't because they wanted to keep a guy way too long, and they forfeit an opportunity to improve that position when they don't do it. This happens way too often with the Yankees. This is what I mean. Like, that's the part where they got to be able to move on from guys at some point. So, but again, Gardner's, he's still out there playing hard and hustling. So I see the logic either way. He's got to, I mean, Torres winnable 100%, Daly. He's got to play. He's got to work on that freaking defense all winter, man. All winter. No doubt about it. I mean, Zach Greinke, no. Peter, I mean, he couldn't handle New York at 28 years old. There's no way he's going to handle it at 38. So, that'd be a waste of a rotation spot, in my opinion. Yeah, he's wait now. If I was going to bring an older pitcher, it would be Verlander. The only older pitcher I would bring in would be Verlander at that age. Um, yeah, exactly, Laurie. We still have Hicks as well. We're not going to let Guardy block. Exactly. We're not going to let Guardy block Hicks or the other outfielder. So, and that's the thing, too, that we have to keep remembering, too. Hicks is coming back. So that's another roster spot that needs to be figured out, an outfield spot. So, and that could be the reason alone that they don't bring back Gardner. It could be. It could be. So, yeah, I mean, Michael, I've been talking Greg Gallen for months, man. He should be up here. He really should. I don't know why he's not. It's so frustrating. Scherzer, I mean, if he's available, you're all over him. He's also represented by Scott Boras, so he's going to cost a boatload of money. But my guess is the Dodgers extend him. So, excuse me, because they don't give up that type of prospect package for him, and then not extend him for a couple of years. And he alluded to that too. So if he's not going to waive his no trade clause unless the team's going to give him an extension. So I expect the Dodgers to probably give him 3 years, $100 million or $90 million or something like that. And I really think they're going to re-sign him and Clayton Kershaw at the end of the day. So the Dodgers are just they're overlooking the payroll thing, but winning World Series do that because you bring in so much more money, so it offsets paying the luxury tax. Yeah, well, Lori, 100%. I would not take Stanton's bat out of the lineup right now for Gardner either. No way. This bat's way too hot. I wouldn't take him out for anybody. And so that's another good point. Yeah. Ideal world, yeah. It's yeah, same thing, Daly. I mean, if he's a free agent, the Yankees should at the very least, put in a strong offer. But at the end of the day, I think the Dodgers will bring him back because they gave up a pretty hardy package to get him and Trey Turner. So I do, at the end of the day, see him getting, especially since I don't think Bauer is going to be coming back to the Dodgers. So his salary will be replaced by Scherzer's salary. So if the Yankees and Rays match up, 5-game series. Man, I don't know. Tim King, I don't know, man. The Rays, I mean, I give the edge to the Rays in the 5-game series. I do, unfortunately. But could the Yankees beat them? They could. It's just they make me nervous, the Rays. They really do. They really, really do. God, I hope somebody beats them in the playoffs and the Yankees are still in. I really do. Yeah, Trey Turner, man. Trey Turner's legit. He is legit. And Seager's a free agent this offseason. Turner has one more season, yeah. And yeah. Urshela, he's hitting a little bit here and there. Yeah. Kershaw would be, but I worry about him transitioning over to the American League at this age, at this stage in the game. I don't know. It doesn't work that often. That'd be my concern. He's a Hall of Famer, no doubt about it, but I just worry about that. I really do. And yeah, I'd be playing Stanton daily. I would be playing Stanton in the field quite a few times a week, and give him a DH day on occasion, but not having to be the full-time DH. I think DH to me should be a rotating thing with the Yankees outfielders, those big guys, and Voit if they keep him. It should be a rotating thing, at least here. There's no real pure like Edgar Martinez type guys out there, so to me, it should be something where a lot of guys had opportunity to play, take advantage of. And I do think Max wants to stay on the West Coast. So I agree, Tim King, 100%. But money does talk. He's a Boras guy, so money always talks with Boras. Turner, yes. Trey Turner is a superstar. The Dodgers are going to give him a boatload of money. I'd be shocked if they didn't at the next season. If they didn't, then the Yankees obviously have to go after him. But it really depends on what they decide to do with Volpe and Peraza and the rest of these guys. They're strong up the middle now in their farm system, so they have a lot of positional player depth, second, short, and center field, a lot. So they might not go after any of these big free agents. So it's yeah, Gaussman. I thought of Gaussman too. He's having a good year, but I just worry about transitioning from the NL to the AL. It doesn't really work that more often than not, unfortunately. That's what concerns me. But I love it if he came and pitched well. Sure, he's 30. He is young. No, he is young. And you're right, Alan. Cashman did pin him as a permanent DH. You're right about that. And yeah, I mean Voit, I would be fine if he came back next year. I'd be totally fine. And again, him and Torres, I only moved them if it's for a big piece, and that's it. It's the only way I moved them. I don't move them for just for the sake of moving them. So it's Glaber I can see more likely moved than Voit, but who knows at this point? Who knows? It's yeah, well, exactly, Daly. That's what I'm talking about. If they're hot, but you still keep their bat in the lineup, but you give their body a break on the field, and it's said that they're keeping their bat timing and stuff like that. But it's like a semi-off day DH, so it might. I mean, he didn't pitch that well with the Orioles, like at 50. That's the thing. Like, and then he went over to the Giants, and he's become a world killer. So it's to me, it's easier to transition from the AL to the NL than the other way around. They just play better, and that's why. And it's partly because they're pitching to pitchers, and lineups constructed a little bit differently. But Gaussman could be good. He has some pretty good off speed stuff, so he could be good. Miguel just said it too. Yeah, he has a good splitter, so it could work. It could work, but yeah, nah, Dominguez ain't coming up anytime soon, man. He's not ready. I wouldn't bring him up your shot. I'd bring a Peraza off EDF Heat. So, but anyway, guys, it's running late here, so I'm gonna let you guys go. But thank you as always for coming on. You're the best. See you guys tomorrow night for the post game. And I appreciate your support. Hit that like if you haven't yet. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It's really helpful to the channel's growth. So, but I appreciate all yous. And you guys make this channel great. So I'll talk to you tomorrow night.